All right, it is time to get going here, get everything booted up, and we are going to do some GitHub unit tests today. Now, you might be thinking, Titus, how do you do unit tests? And my response is, I have no idea. Let's ask ChatGPT because we got to get some unit tests going. I understand the concept of unit tests, which is when you accept like pull requests or any kind of changes to your Git project. Well, it'll run tests on them and say, hey, this code's good. Or it might be like, hey, don't merge this because you're missing a bracket or maybe a semicolon or whatever it is. It can test whatever code you're running. Therefore, you don't do something stupid and merge it into the main branch or something like that, and it ends up being bad. So unit tests are super important. I understand the importance of them. I have some on my project, and they don't work. They don't work at all. So unit tests is what we're doing today. We'll figure it out. I understand the importance of them. I understand why they're there, and I understand I suck at them, and we're going to get better. So how's it going, guys? Herb, Husky, Lovro. Man, Lovro, man, you're always number one, man. I'm impressed. Impressed at your notifications. Odor, how's it going, man? Been a little bit. Muhammad. We're going to have a fun one today. We're back in old Windows land. Well, yeah, old Windows. Let's see. Do we have any more? Oh, okay. Let's see what we have. Yay. I had to fix this. I had some weird bug. If you ever run into this on GitHub, guys, it was showing JSON as binary. I think we had an infiltration in the project. We had some bad stuff happen. I just got to let you know. Somebody that was contributing to the project. I don't know who it was because I'm not great at looking at blame and I didn't really care that much. But somebody out there is a dirty Mac user and they re-encoded the JSON file to UTF 15 or 16. I don't know what it was. It was some weird encoding from UTF 8 and it changed it to a binary and added some weird symbols. I think some of the line edits and stuff on there. I had to learn more about encoding and declutter the applications.json. Yeah, that was it. UTF-16LE. There was a dirty Mac user that contributed to the project. Just edited the JSON file. Just slipped it into the PR. And the unsuspecting person right here accepted it. I'm not going to fall for that one again. I'm on to you, whoever you are. That's not going to happen again. Anyway, I think we fixed it now. I redid the PR, redid the commits, and we should look pretty good. Oh, what is this guy adding? Oh, Samsung's Magician. You know, that's one reason why I kind of like Samsung SSDs. If you ever convert from like a hard drive to a Samsung or do just a thing, Magician works pretty darn well. Their migration tool is actually solid. Raspberry Pi Imager's awesome. What the heck is BitComet? Free C++ BitTorrent. People use torrent still? Okay. Old torrenting, huh? I don't even think I have a torrent client in any machine. Not even a Docker container these days. Newsgroups is where it's at. If you know, you know. All right. I like this one. This looks like a good commit. Fantastic. Perfect. Bam. Squash and merge that, right? Test branch, yes. Nice. Oh, yeah, somebody added that. I don't think it was Conti. I think it was Monk. It might have been you, Monk, that actually did this one. There's a new awesomeness in town. Let me actually get on here. Let's grab our test branch. Let's just fetch. I forget what branch we're on. Origin 113. All right, let's just grab all that. We're gonna launch this guy locally. See what we got. And we'll just do a compile, just make sure all this is good. Is everything good? All right. What do we got? Oh, yeah. Here we go. So here's the new thing. So if you don't know what something is, you can just click on it and it takes you to whatever it is you want to learn about. I thought this is super cool. Someone went through and did all of them. And dude, it is slick, man. So not only, I mean, just, oh my God, I just can't speak enough good things about the open source community. Between getting all these things, like, it's just stuff I never even think about. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. What's this? And then it just takes you right there. Oh, like, what's Digicam? Man, I'm telling you, I'm just having so much fun with this. It's just awesome. All right. Anyways, that's kind of another cool thing. Fancy. Super fancy. That is awesome. So all our PRs are already done. I already kind of front loaded the stream because I don't want it to be another, hey, let's look at this pull request and go crazy. It's kind of wild just to show how long this project's been going. It's been going almost 3 years now. And, well, it's kind of morphed. It used to be Win10 script, and then it morphed into WinUtil when I did a massive reconfig. But this one project, not even including Win10 script, has 410 pull requests we've done in just the past several years. That's insane. That's just a ridiculous amount of pull requests. And that's with, like, combining a bunch of commits. Usually my pull requests go for at least a month. So, yeah, it's kind of wild. Sweet, Monk. Yeah, that was awesome. How you created. See, I knew it was Monk. I knew it was you. So if I ever do find out that you might have converted it to UTF-16, you're forgiven. You're forgiven because that's a pretty awesome commit, Monk. that is a pretty awesome commit. That's a huge quality of life improvement. Oh, no, it wasn't me. Okay. Yeah, that was a weird little bug. Weird little bug. I've never seen that before. It's neat because a lot of things I didn't know about. There was another really kind of cool commit by Conti. And Conti's neat because I learned stuff from his commits as well. I mean, here's the funny thing that people don't know about this project. Super secret. I learned from everybody's commits. And this one was kind of crazy. Let's go to test. I loved this one. It kind of gives me so many new ideas too of how to expand PowerShell. Where was it? Okay, this is 3 minutes. It would have been also just fixing some of the encoding. Get attributes. Where was it? Conti. Ah, here we go. Conti has some really neat ones. Check out this. I thought this was a really neat introduction. So you know how I said you can't really utilize a lot of .NET stuff inside of PowerShell? I was wrong. I'm pretty sure. Because look at this add type he's doing in PowerShell in pulling in some of the libraries, the system, and then the runtime interlope services. This right here looks like C code almost. And he's actually utilizing power management using the add type. I thought this was really cool because I've never seen a PowerShell function with this. And I've seen thousands of PowerShell scripts. So when I saw this commit, I was like, oh, that's a thing? I didn't even know this is a thing. That is wild, right? Yeah. Oh, Conti might have done the commit for the links. Yeah, I mean, dude, this guy is just nuts. He's on a different level. Far smarter than me, and I love every second of it. So anytime I see a commit from him, I'm like immediately clicking on it and going, what the hell's he doing now? Because this is cool. You're adding like a public class of power management and then calling the class down here outside of the add type in. This is a PowerShell script, mind you. This blows my mind. Blows my mind. And then just removing some script stuff that didn't work. And he's just executing this type here. Wow. Like, holy crap. And he actually called in the screen install right here. And yeah, this was cool. This was such an awesome commit. I gotta call out him. I wish I had a better way of communicating with him because I just saw this and I was like, I didn't realize how awesome this was until I did it, and then I look back, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. I understand what it was doing, and then I was like, but man, there's so many, just such a neat commit, and I wanted to share that because if someone else is like, hey, I wish I could pull in this system library to call this in my script, you can. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Conti doesn't use Twitch or Discord, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Maybe that's why he's so smart. Because us normies on Discord have rotted our brain out. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, I just hope he keeps committing because I'm learning a lot from these pull requests of his. I love it. Let's see. More restore points. Here we go. Here's a monk commit. Move restore point to tweaks. Enable it by default. Has an option to disable. I've been meaning to do this. Thank you for this commit. Thanks to Conti for the session for my mangled PR. All right, let's see. Let's take a look. We've got the essential restore point. Perfect. He's doing an invoke script. That's about how I would do it too. All right, checking for admin. Probably not needed. Actually, the script probably does it. So a little redundant, but it's fine. It's not going to do anything if not. Check if restore point is enabled on the main drive. Okay, trying to get if it's enabled. Catch, all right. Creation frequency value exists. That's fine. Get all restore points, and then, whoa, let's see. Oh, shut up when util settings. Okay, that's just curling that. Oh, that's not even an addition. That's just the script itself. I was like, oh, that's already been there. And then we have removal or deletion of the code for the set when util point. This function is actually getting removed. Well, the problem with removing this function, I'm doing something special here, and I don't know if you knew this, Monk, and maybe now that we're talking, let's see if you got that. System restore point frequency. System restore point frequency value 0. Okay, yeah, you're doing it right here. So you're making it not a function that runs. One thing that I don't know, we'll have to do some tests with this PR. I don't know if it's going to run in parallel. One issue why I created it as a function instead of a checkbox is I had an issue where sometimes it runs multiple tweaks in parallel, meaning it's running 2 or 3 tweaks at the same time. So it might be making multiple changes. And if it doesn't run the restore point first and wait for it to be finished, and there's other tweaks going, the restore point's jacked. So that's one issue I can see with maybe doing it this way. Might need to do some testing on that. I don't see any changes to the main script, and I'm almost certain that's going to happen. So that's just one bug I can think offhand. Trying to think of the best fix for that, because right now if you look on the main with the removal of this function right here, let's just pull this in. Let's just pull this in so we can review it on our oh, were we doing, oh, it's just when util. Let's just discard changes. Let's just pull it. All right, let's grab your PR. All right, fetch it. And in this PR, you can see we get rid of, I think it was a private function. Set when util restore point, which if you didn't look at this, I think it might not even run. Set, was it restore point? Let's look. I want to say, yeah, right here. So it's calling this function that no longer exists now. Yeah. So what would happen is you'd click on the tweaks button, it would set the restore point first. So how you did it through this method is improper and it won't work because we need to make sure it runs that restore point function before it hits the rest of the tweaks and runs everything as a run space. So just something to do. So the code itself is just not any good. However, how do we check to make sure? How do we do it as a checkbox? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to deny the restore point PR. That's just not gonna work for us. I like it, but I like where your head's at on this, but that's what I'm thinking. It worked for me. I didn't test the other tweaks. Yeah. Let's just. I'll just leave it open. I'll leave it open for you. That's just something that I'm thinking of how we're going to utilize this. It can't run as just an invoke script as a regular tweak. It has to be called as a function, and that's why that set when util restore point function exists as a PS1. I wanted to isolate it out, make sure the restore point gets created before any tweaks happen. Just because if somebody, for whatever reason, let's say my tweaks mess up somebody's stuff, I want to make sure they're able to undo it. And restore point should be good. There's also an undo tweaks thing that works most times, but I at least want the restore point there for most people. Oh, yeah, Phoenix. I did see that. That was very cool. About the Flakes Home Manager. I know that was pretty painful to watch me messing around with Home Manager for the first time. But very cool. Let's get into unit tests, as that is the objective of today's video. Let's just go old open ChatGPT. Let's just write a unit test for GitHub that checks a PS1 file for errors. Just my thought. Okay, so this is what it's doing. It's checking no profile, error, site continue, syntax error should not be null. Should be null or empty. Okay. So this is a basic unit test. I like how it breaks down. It says the test consists of 2 test cases. 1, script file should exist. Okay, that's pretty basic. 2, script should not have any syntax errors. The test uses invoke expression to execute the script with a no profile flag. This helps identify syntax errors. If any syntax errors exist, it's captured in the syntax error variable. This test asserts that syntax errors should never be null or empty, indicating there are no syntax errors. And then you run the test with the invoke test passer. Okay, that looks cool. I like that. Let's look at our existing tests. Let's just go back to our main branch. We're going to go... Geez, I need to clear out some of these testing branches. Uno momento. We don't need old branches. God, could you imagine if I got on like a branch from like last year? Yikes. That would be no bueno. We got a little PRs that we checked out. Let's just delete those. Let's delete some of these guys. And we'll delete that. I wonder if there's an easier way to delete some of these. I guess maybe just clean them up. I suppose after you check them out, they just kind of stay on your local machine. It's just one of those GitHub things. I tried their online GitHub thing. I don't know on that. The online VS Code thing kind of felt dirty looking at that. But such is life. All right. What? Delete. Huh. Oh, and some kind of error there. Oh, I guess these are somewhere else? Huh. I wonder... Anyways. Let's just grab this one. I was just kind of... You can control click select them. Thank you, Julian. We'll make the next person not cringe as bad as you probably just did, watching me manually click one by one. Oh, man. All right, my CO2 levels are getting high. I got to open the window. We don't want clouded mind thinking in here, so I'm going to open the window. It's actually pretty nice out today, so... I am rewriting scripts to install Photoshop so we can install with license. Oh, sweet. Well, let me know when you're finished. We'll definitely do it. They call it methane, not CO2. All right. Let's get this. And now we have that. Let's just go back to our main project here. What's our pesters look like? Under the pester folder in any project is where you do most of the testing. Now for this, that's this test. We have a functions test. And then we have a test here that does, okay, for applications, and then tweak, import with no errors. I feel like these tests are actually pretty good. They just need to be updated with our current issues. So let's grab applications, close to the right. Let's just bring this back. Just close to the right. So we'll just toss this. Can we open this to the right or split right? Yeah, there we go. So what it should be is winget cocoa value. And then it should be category value, panel value, content, content value, description value. I love how Copilot kind of just learns on the fly here. Oh, let's go. That looks good. And then we have link value. And we don't need a comma there. Delete. So that's our applications. Nice. And then we got tweaks. Name for tweaks. Let's look at that. Oops. Let's just come on over here. Go tweaks. Close that guy. So for tweaks, name, and then undo. I think it should be just, yeah, that should be fine. Context, import with no errors. And we just need to make sure we have undos for this. I know we're having failures on these unit tests, and I want to say most of them should be in this config file. Let's bring that back. So in the tweak itself, we have registry, service, scheduled task, and we should have value, original type, and original state. Kind of. Let's just split that right. So we have registry, and then original value. And we have invoke script. We don't have any error checking on invoked script. Let's check services. For that service, where we have a service, it should be up here somewhere. I think this is actually an application remove using an invoke script. That's fine. All right, let's just go up a little bit. All right, so here's a service, or this is scheduled. Yeah, original state, and then original type for the services right here. Okay, good. That all looks good. Hey, Loop. Thanks for the prime. Yeah, we're working on unit tests today. I thought this was kind of a fun thing. I wanted to redo some of my unit tests, update them, because lately I've been just inundated. Every time I do like a PR or merge a PR, I'm just getting flooded in my inbox about unit test fails. So I want to double check that. All right. Looks good. I wonder if it was just applications that was really causing the unit test to fail. I wish there was better reporting on the unit tests. ChatGPT was pretty much worthless on these unit tests, by the way. I said, write a unit test, and then it didn't match any of the unit tests I currently have. I was like, well, it's still learning. It's not taking over the world yet. That's for sure. All right, then we have our compile before pester.ps1. Let's look at that pester ps1 file. I think the compilation is actually grabbing all of these files into one. Import with no errors, form, okay. Is there an easy way to toggle Windows Defender on and off? Not really. You can turn real-time scanning on and off pretty much at will, but there's still a lot of processes. I want to say there's upwards of 20 different Windows Defender processes, and a lot of them are baked into Windows, and removing Defender, I looked at doing a script for this, and I have scripted it to an extent, but man, it's just, I don't know if it's worth the hassle or not. But yeah. Trey, thanks for the tier 1. Let's just look at that for a second. So when you go into security, what this looks like, let's open up Windows to security. So right here, I have automatic sample submission, because what sample submission is taking files it deems a virus and then submitting them back to Microsoft. That's all it's doing. It's not protecting you at anything. It shows warning, but all it's doing is saying, warning, you're not sending me any data that I want. You need to upload that to us. It's not really doing anything for you. And most of the sample submissions, frankly, just get ignored. But why am I uploading to Microsoft? I really don't like that. So that's one thing with virus protection. But what you can do is come into virus and threat, manage settings. And this is where you can turn real-time protection off. You always want cloud delivered protection on. The reason being is this cloud delivered protection, it makes it much more what is the word, up to date. So you get far better results, and it actually flags a lot more things as viruses. Still like meh, I don't know. I still kind of hate most of it, but I know how to get around it at least. Anywho, yeah. Let's go ahead and do a submit here. I just kind of want to add these, fix these update tests. And we're going to run these and see if it fixes some of our problems here with the testing. So let's go over to our test branch. And what we should see here is this right here as it checks things. I'm kind of curious to see if we actually get a successful. I want a green checkbox, because if you look at the main branch, what I've been doing is basically ignoring a lot of our unit testing, and it keeps dying during the winutil test.ps1. I want to say it would probably be, I think it's probably that JSON. We'll see. But this is the error we're getting on the main. Let's fix this. Yeah, still failed. Damn it. Yeah, Windows 11 not on a local account. Yeah, you got it, drop. Interfacing with Microsoft Store is a little bit of a disaster when you have local account. It's not that bad though. Like what do I have here? What am I logged in as? I don't even know. No, yep, no, I'm signed in as that. I don't know what to tell you. Conform or switch to Linux. The Microsoft way. It does feel like that in Windows 11. You can still do local accounts though, and I have specific instances of like my production machine for these live streams. It's Windows based, and that's running a local account where I'm not obviously using the Microsoft Store. All that's stripped out, deleted, and just kind of most of things I do on that machine's just, hey, get me going. And that's when a local account, if I have one or two specific purposes for the machine, I'll just use a local account, strip down, and it works pretty well. Cool, I'll check that here in a second, Monk. If you don't use the Microsoft Store, you can use other things like Chocolatey. Yeah, 100%. And I really hope more people don't use Microsoft Store. I can't emphasize how bad it is. From just all the built-in stuff all the way to all the other shenanigans of the Microsoft Store. Yeah, and installing via local accounts pretty easy. And honestly, you could just do an OOB / I think it's bypass NRO to get local accounts. Even like on home, you can do that. So it's fairly easy, even if you don't have like a custom ISO or anything like that. It's not a big deal either way. Why does WinUtil use WinGet and not Chocolatey? So originally Loop, it did use Chocolatey, and then we switch to Winget. And there's a lot of things Winget does, which I enjoy, and some things it does, which I don't like. So I kind of have both going right now, to where it has chocolatey, and we're making like a failover to chocolatey, but I don't want any problems with packages and other things like that. And I want to be able to leverage both. Hell, I even thought about adding Scoop to it as well, so all the bases are covered, because there's certain packages that aren't in chocolatey or Winget that are in Scoop. But just picking one, I don't know. I mean, you're running Windows. You already have 200 programs installed. What's one more? I mean, that's just me putting my Microsoft cap on. In all seriousness, though, having both chocolatey and Winget installed are probably bonuses to your quality of life. What I want to avoid is people going out to the internet and going to a website and downloading it like a caveman. Like, I can't believe people still do that. Like, let's say someone needs VLC player. They go, VLC player download, right? Let's act like we're a normie. And we go here, go download official VLC. Okay, well, that looks good. They come here, they come to the website, they go download, and then they have to go, okay, is it downloading? Where's it at? Okay, here it goes. Okay, then it's downloading. Then you got to open the file to install it. Like, do people still do this? Like, do people think that's the normal way? Like, that just seems silly to me. So, like, let's say you wanted to do it. And, oh, did that, ooh, we got a problem here. What happened here? Oh, hold up. Ah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, anyways. So, so much simpler. God, guys. No, but for real. Let's just do like a tweaks. And usually you'd have, you think we have the little WinUtil shortcut, so you can just add the shortcut to your desktop. So anytime you need to rerun the utility, you can just do that. So you can actually just add this link to the website. And then let's start over. Let's start over. All right. So you've already run it once. It's on the desktop. And I'm actually hiding my desktop because I like a clean desktop. Let's go. So this is on the desktop. You just right click and say run as admin. This should launch. Then you just select VLC, or if you can't find VLC because there's just so many darn players, you could search for it up here. So then just go install selection. And this would download and install it through Winget. Still working through that process to make it easy for folks. It could be easier. Anywho, I want to make life easier. I don't know. I get it. I get it. Anywho, Microsoft listening to this conversation. No doubt. No doubt. Just the world we live in today. Google probably is too, because you probably have a phone. Or Apple. Where's that? That's why I downloaded like a caveman on custom machines. Yeah. I can see that. I do want to get to the point where the tool is very, very easy for everyone to do, to where opening up a browser just seems so obsolete, because there's no reason to do the old way. It's kind of easy now with like an IRM, christitus.com, Win, and launching and then installing it, but I can make it easier. And something that I'm still figuring out how to make it even easier, because we can make this so easy. It just seems silly to use the browser to install programs. Yeah. Anywho, why is this failing is the next question. We have failed 5. We redid this test. It's a pester test. It is under action.ps1. What is happening here? Config files, applications, config.file imports should have the correct structure. Okay. Select string. Should be null or empty, but it's not. File.import. So maybe I missed something? Let's look. let's look at our structure here for the function tests. Here's the config tests. Yep, panel can. Okay, yeah, we double checked that. No, you can bundle a lot of stuff. It wouldn't be a huge amount of work. Go full tinfoil hat with the Linux off-grid mode. It's kind of funny. I mean, if you really want to go full tinfoil hat, definitely look at Cubes OS. Edward Snowden, but Snowden goes into really in depth about privacy, security using Cubes. But if you're really going that direction, a lot of the snooping happens on your phone, and I always call that, like, if you're using a modern cell phone, you know, smartphone with Android or iOS, who cares about your desktop? You're getting all that spying and snooping happening from the actual phone itself. And there's a lot of security people out there like Rob Braxton and some other folks. But yeah, you got to get rid of your cell phone. You got to get rid of the smartphone altogether. I don't care if you get a debloated version. Yeah, it's better than nothing, but still not very good. And it's still doing a lot of phoning home and snooping. You're just better off going with a dumb phone. And that's a sacrifice you must make if you care about security and privacy. And if you're not willing to give up your smartphone for security and privacy, then everything else is just kind of moot, in my point. My view, at least. There's just so much happening on those. Or a Linux phone. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the Linux phones are just, I don't know. I kind of gave up on them. They just got so far, such a long way to go that you're almost better off just going with like a minimal phone. There's a lot of really cool dumb phones out there that are getting better. Yeah, we're trying to test Units Nav. I'm running into an error and I have no way to check what the hell, how to fix it. So I'm working on that. And I'm looking for, so all of our pester tests should be here. Maybe there's something hidden in my GitHub actions. Let's take a look at that too. If I look, you got pester test reports in action. Pester tests. Import should be correct structure. Cannot find path micro-int helper. It's this one. Cannot find path invoke WF close button because it does not exist. And then we have missing closing bracket on this under winutil pester.ps1. Checkbox and checkboxes. So these, under the compilation for tests, output the file pester.there. Okay. Yeah, the light phone's interesting. I was using, God, what was it when I was doing the dumb phones? Whoa. Can't remember what I was using. It looked like a telephone. It looked like a TV remote. It was tiny. People were just laughing at me every time I pulled it out to make a call. The punked phone. I felt like I was getting punked, paying $200 for that phone. It's ridiculous. But the punked phone was what I was using. It was okay. But at the end of the day, I like just getting a Pixel, going ADB into it, and then just removing all the garbage. I feel like that's the best of both worlds. Learning not to use your smartphone, I think, is probably the most important. Not focusing on privacy security so much, but more of just not using your smartphone, except for vital stuff like maybe directions or ordering food if you have to. But I mean, I like to use my computer for almost everything. I rarely pick up my smartphone for anything. And that's the big thing. Because I think a lot of people use it for like a social crutch. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. People are just so addicted to the smartphone to where, you know, and I'm just speak from experience. I'm not calling anybody out here. It's just how I was. I was just so addicted to it that I was like always picking it up. And I was like, that's just terrible. So now I have less than probably 10 minutes of usage of my phone a day. And I'm just so much more happier, relaxed, not nearly as much things. I did a bunch of videos on them, but highly recommend, highly recommend. Yeah, Graphene OS is pretty good too. I mean, I think Graphene OS even goes too far because I still prefer, just for the convenience of having the Play Store, I just prefer just to ADB into it and then just remove all the bloatware using like Android Ultimate, what is it, Universal Android Debloat. I need to redo that video. It's been a year or two since I tackled it, and I've been meaning to redo the debloat on this one. I feel personally attacked. Wouldn't be the first time around here. But a lot of these things, like whenever I say, hey, it's not to call like somebody out or go, oh, I can't believe you're doing that. It's more like I've already done that and I know what that is and I moved past it. So it's just more about calling my old self out. My phone's basically a dedicated Twitch device. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying so hard to get into reading books at night. Dude, that's a struggle. That is a struggle for me. I've never been much of an avid reader. I read, but I don't read as much as I want to. Maybe average about a book a month. But it's just I have such bad habits when I go to bed. Last night, I'm just gonna admit this straight up. I was just sitting there with my Steam Deck in bed, had my wireless headsets on, playing like some Soul Survivors, like a mindless game where you're just running around blowing things up. And then I passed out after that. And I was like, I should have read a book. But alas, here we are. I am only human. And now I'm addicted to Age of Empires, so there goes that. I have learned audiobooks are good. That's a really good point, Edub. Audiobooks are a great way to fall asleep. If you can't read, audiobooks, solid. That's a solid suggestion. But I have learned I can't play Age of Empires past 10 o'clock. So I have a 10 or 11 o'clock shut off where I'm like, okay, nope. Because if I play online competitive ranked games, my heart rate goes skyrocketing up. And I'm like, I'm literally sweating. And yeah, you can't just jump from online competitive play right to sleep. It's like you need at least an hour or two, probably 2 hours of cooldown. So I've learned my lesson on that one. Had a couple 4 or 5 hour sleeps, and I was like, oh, no, that's terrible. Okay. Focus, Chris, focus. Let's get this going. What am I doing? Where can I improve? Let's go to 1Password and look at that. It says 1Password, BitComet, Clone Hero, and Gilded, and a couple others. Let's see if there's something missing from 1Password. And maybe our unit test is working properly. Let's just let's go to 1Password. Oh, password. 1Password R. Is that a mistype? Wait a second. I think we might. Okay, maybe there's an actual problem here. Let's just grab the full script here just to test. Okay, here's the declaration. Oh, okay. Where's the XAML file? Oh, it's not pulling it in. That's right. We no longer have to do the input XAML. But if we look at that under the applications 1Password, maybe the number 1 throws an error? What was the other one? Let's just verify. The next one's BitComet, so that's easy to look at. BitComet. Okay. That one looks fine. Oh, Yarg. I haven't heard about that, Benji. I'll have to check that out. I love Clone Hero. Okay, if you manually run the WinUtil and read the contents of Pester 1, the end of the file is cut off. Is that potentially a cause? Possibly. Let's try to run the file independently of the GitHub commits and see if we can't get proper output. Because I feel like we're kind of shooting in the dark here. So let's go Pester, WinUtil. Actually, I think what we should be doing, let's go back a directory. We probably should go Pester and then WinUtil tests from this directory. Okay. Before all command may be used inside a described block. So under Now read the Pester PS1 code. So if we look at Pester, I'm going to leave this open. Don't need that. This is file automatically generated. So this compiled and created all of that. Okay. That makes sense. So this is just grabbing the whole script. And then if we go to the end. Huh. Yeah. So this isn't working at all. This pester test is just not building. Interesting. Huh. So we have configs right here, WinUtil tests. So during the compile, it's not grabbing it. Remove part of the script that shows the form, leaving only the variable and function declarations. So it's removing the last 21 lines. Interesting. What if... Let's remove like the last... Let's just count that. Let's bring this back to 0. Why is this in here? I don't know why it's in here. Let's see. I see what's going on with the script there. Let's rerun that test. Fine. And then let's look at the pester again. Ah. So you have sync form out null. So instead of doing that, let's remove the last 3 lines, right? Because I see why that's there. I don't know why it was 21 lines, though. Seems excessive. So now if we look at the pester tests, you can see it removed those. And now if we run the pester PS1, let's see what that looks like. PS1. Okay, perfect. So I think that was just a little bit of a change in the script. Probably when we did all those Conti commits, I know it changed a lot of the XAML, and I think the ending of it caused some issues there. Let's see what our changes are on the test. I mean, really, it's not much. Let's just commit that and push it. I'm kind of curious to see what this does, how it affects the unit testing. Yeah. Well, what it's doing for that pester, from my knowledge, I think it was developer derp that created the unit tests, and so I have a surface level knowledge of the unit tests. Obviously, it's just wanting to create a concise script to run as a GitHub action, and with that GitHub action, it takes the output of it, looks for errors, and then puts those errors in a variable, and then says, hey, there shouldn't really be any errors. That should be null or void or whatever it is. And if not, go ahead and fail the unit test. So what we're doing with that count at the end is just saying, hey, don't show dialogue because that's going to screw everything up with the unit test. Just run the script, print out any errors. And that's, I think, probably what was going on there. Anywho, let's go back to WinUtil. Let's go to test. And right, we had our test run, failed after that. Let's look at what we have now. So this should be a correct structure. 5 more. WPF. It's got to be something with 1 password and bit. There's got to be something different about those. Looking at it, what is different about these? You got WPF install. What structure changes between them? Why would the unit test pick out 1 password and bit comment of all things? Oh. Yeah, we fixed the cutoff, so now it should have a proper script output. What doesn't like about this? Yeah, there's a typo on 1 password. I don't think that really matters, though. I was looking for a syntax error. In config.test PS1. Let's take a look. All right, imports must be correct structure. Application, name, get member type, note property, select object, name. Okay. I don't... Oh, no, it isn't, I don't think. I think we did change that because we were going to do a dynamic... Because we got tired of people updating the XAML file and applications JSON. We wanted to make it so anybody, any new person could easily just... oh my God, check your brakes out there, bro. Dang. Anywho, we wanted to make it so anybody could add programs to the utility. So we changed that, but I don't think it changed from being a list or anything. Could be wrong about that. Nah, it's password and it's not case sensitive at all. This doesn't actually need to match. So under here, get note property, member type note property, imported configs.name, template, generic list, maybe, applications, compare object, compare template, config, note property, expanded property name. Did we change that to like Winget? I think once upon a time, name was in here. Am I misremembering it? I don't know. Let's look back on a commit from like 3 months ago and see how the structure changed. Because I want to say, let's just go here. Let's go back to, let's go 4 months ago. Let's dive into here. Nah, it never had a name. It was just Winget and Coco. And you can see that the unit tests were running properly back then. Very interesting. Bit of a mind F on that one. No. I do love that you can just pop into old versions and double check your stuff. You're like, did I change that? Did someone else change that? Sneaky PR sometimes. All right. Why? Oh, why? Failed one. Resolving XAML file relative. What if we take out the XAML testing? I want to see if we can change this from failed 5 to like failed 4. Because we don't really need to test the XAML anymore. We're not really making XAML changes. Because we do see some stuff here, but... Nah, I mean... We have... I don't think we have any really, like, crazy actions here. Let's go unit tests. Sea of red of unit testing. All workflows. Yeah, we're already broke here, Jalopy. You're late to the party. But in my defense, it's been broken. We're just trying to fix it. This is... How long has it been broken for? Let's go to our unit test. How long have we been spitting up a sea of red? No, a little while. Good Lord, how long has it been? Ah, we had one back in 1024. Yeah, okay, so the 1024 is the last time we were actually... I think it's when we changed, when we added micro-win from all the Conti, the structures changed quite a bit. And there's something with the new structures that the unit testing is really not happy about. And I've just never, I was like, it's fine, I'll fix it later. And I've been doing that for 3 months now. It is time to finally fix it. So November, yeah. Yeah, it's been broke by 3 months. I mean, we could just redo the unit testing. Because right now, I want to say we have configs, we have functions, and then we have the tests. WinUtils tests. This is where the compile happens. Git script 3 before all. Execute the truncated pester PS1 script, bringing the variables into the current scope. All right, context. Yeah, that was a huge commit. I don't regret doing that commit though. We've still been fixing it, stuff that it broke 3 months ago specifically, but a lot of the fixes we're doing now is mostly micro-win we're getting it there. I think we still got like another 3 to 6 months before it's like polished. I'm like, hey guys, this makes the most ultimate ISO. Right now, the ISO it spits out has some problems. I know it. I just haven't had time to go into it. Maybe next stream we'll work on the ISO. It's not perfect. I just, sometimes you just got to push forward and just go, you know what? Good enough for now. We'll make it better as we go. Modern gaming. I'm taking a page out of modern game design. Yeah, you can share it, Skylar. I'm trying to think here. What do I do here? Where do I go? So the compilation compiles all of things into WinUtil. The script variable loads the entirety of the PS1 file. The script count -3 chops us the last 3 lines of script, which kills the form and leaves only variable and functional declarations, and outputs that to pester.ps1. So pester ps1 is good. So before everything, go ahead and execute the truncated scripts to load the variables. Then describe GUI XML import with no errors, and then it imports with no errors for sync form should not be empty. So when you do have errors, how the hell do you find what the errors are? That's the thing I just don't get. We'll just go ahead and push this. It's not going to mess up anything. How do you do it? So we load that. Application. Okay, now look at this. It is pulling up every single one of these. So this actually changed. Wait a second. The errors did change. Let's go to actions. Unit tests. Here comes our failure. All right, now we got our failure. Here we go. Should not be null or... Yeah, it should not be... I mean, technically it shouldn't matter. I don't think it's case sensitive at all. Because when we look at this, watch this test. Let's see. Test file. Right here. Look at this. Expecting null or empty, but got. It's not failing on every single entry from applications JSON. It's only failing on these like 10 or 12 entries. What's special about these 10 or 12 entries? What differs in these entries? Should be null or empty. Select stream WPF. What is special about these? All of them are new. All of them are recent PRs. We changed the XAML structure to auto-generate. So maybe these aren't in the original. No, I mean, they're not specified in a checklist somewhere. In config.test.ps1, it isn't empty. Oh, right here. Should not be null or empty. No, I think this is right. Let's look. Oh. Is there an undo? Like, let's say WinRAR. No, there's no undo. What about description? Let's go to 1Password. Was 1Password description? Oh, man. That's the difference. That's what we're missing. We're missing description field. God, it's always something stupid like that. Oh. Oh, my. Okay. That's the field we're missing. Perfect. Oops. Hey, check this out. Thanks, Copilot. Dude, how about this? Look at that, Copilot doing God's work, although he's screwing up my whole syntax formatting, which is hilarious. But, I mean, still, pretty good. For the most part. Just a few little problems there, but nothing. Still saves me a heck of a lot of time. That is cool. All right. Nice. All right. Were those descriptions accurate? I kind of just tabbed through it. Wasn't actually reading. I mean, that's kind of impressive, right? It's able to just like detect that and just add all of it. Think of how much time that just saved me. All right, let's commit it, pull it, push it. So now we have that, and I bet you it's going to take out an error for us. So we had this error. We were at, on the pester test, if we look, we had this error, this error, this error, and this error. So a total of 5 failed errors in our unit tests. The next one should have 4 failed errors in the unit tests. Here we go. 1 error fixed, 12 more caused. You might be right. You might be right there. Any auto emailer using SMT for scheduled things to send most to app. I mean, you do mail send. Mail send still works. Tried and true. I'm kind of old school though. So usually my recommendations are like, well, back in my day, I used this program. All right, we're done. Here comes our failed. It's going to be less. It's going to be 4 failures. That doesn't look like 4 failures. 5 still. Oh, wait. All right. We just have Clone Hero, Plex, Heroic, Gilded, Desktop Streamer, Hex Editor, and Znote. Okay. So we're still looking. Okay. That's still valid. 0 tier, blah, blah, blah. We'll just slowly go through here. Man, they're, of course, mixed in. It's okay. The monotony of adding descriptions. But very needed. It's going to help somebody out there. Watch me miss it. You know what I need to do? I need to redo the sort in JSON. Does anybody remember the hotkey for that? There's a hotkey where you can add all that stuff. Okay, let's see. We got that. To sort everything by alphabetical in a JSON list. It's built into VS Code. Someone told me about it when I was pulling and copying my JSON file to like a website. Yeah, Clone Hero. I think we're coming up on it. I just was looking for other ones too. We're more than halfway. Oh, there's a description there. Oh, we're missing one. Shoop. And then we got remote play. Just making sure, did that mess up my formatting? Okay, cool. Copilot learned after I fixed it this last time not to add a bunch of brackets and crap after. Okay, good. I was like, let me double check that. All right, that looks good. That looks good. Clone Hero, I guess, towards the top. And this is why alphabetical would be good. We'll alphabetize this afterwards because I don't want somebody else alphabetizing it on a commit, which ended up happening, and then I can't tell them. I can't tell what the hell they did. Inevitably, what happens is someone will do a code cleanup and do like alphabetical, and then change a bunch of other crap, and then I'm like, well, I don't even know what they did because everything changed. So I should be the one for the code cleanup and fixing that. Nuke the world commit is what that is. It's just to see a red, and you're like, oh crap. All right, that looks good. Almost to the top. I missed it. Clone Hero has a descriptor. Oh, I think Coco NA maybe. Expect null or empty, but got install Clone Hero, Gilded. Let's look. Clone Hero doesn't have a. Let's look at Gilded. It's also NA. I bet you the other one's NA. So what's happening is it doesn't like chocolatey being NA. Heroic launcher. Let's take that. Also NA. Okay, so we gotta change chocolatey from NA to something else. Oh, is it missing the link field? Oh, it's missing the link field. Okay. That's what's going on. Well, let's see. Maybe Copilot can go out and find the link. What do you guys think? What's the over-under of this working? That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. But yeah, that didn't work. Heroic game launcher. All right. Yeah. That's what it's missing. Thank you for that. I was like, oh, that would have been so awesome. But alas. Clone Hero. Is it clonehero.net? There we go. There we go. Some Copilot action. Thanks, AI. What else we got? Well, so we got Clone Hero, Gilded, Plex. Okay. Oops. Let's go Plex. Plex is there. Gilded. We're missing the link field here. Gilded.gg. Perfect. What else we got? PS Remote Play. Oh, that link is there for that. What else are we missing? You got Winget, Chocolatey, Category, Panel, Content, Links, Description. Maybe I added the description myself on that one. Tweetin. That's a weird one. Okay, it's a fast Twitter client. Do these things even work anymore? Thought they didn't. Tweetin. Anybody ever used it? Oh, I guess so. The Tweetin app. I thought all these went the way of the dodo. Can't use the API anymore, but I don't know, maybe. I thought they were all killed off, right? Where's the GitHub? Let's go to GitHub. Tweetin's built with love in London. All right. Let's go release notes. Last update, 2021. This thing's dead. This thing is so dead. Blog's gone. Yeah, this isn't a thing anymore. You can't do open source Twitter clients anymore. They killed all this. It just needs to be deleted. Let's look at the GitHub, though. It is hosted on GitHub. It's just weird they don't have a GitHub link on their site. Yeah. Yeah, he closed the issues and stuff, so it's a goner. That's what I thought. All right, next one. All right, Plex, Remote Play, Tweetin, VR Desktop Streamer. Let's go to that. VR Desktop Streamer. We got the link, description. I think that was just we already added the description to that one. And then we got Hex Editor and Znote. Hex Editor is not pulling up anything. What was it? XE head. XE. Well, what is that? XE. I don't even know what that is. I guess I should check. Oh, HXD is a free editor. Yeah, okay. View and analyze binary files. Okay, that's good. What else we have? Znote is the last one. Yeah, we added a description to that. And then we have Znote down here. We are missing the link. Znote.eu, it says. Potential security risk ahead. Really? Oh, they probably just didn't. They probably didn't register. Yeah, your cert bot's gone down. Oh no. Well, that's never a good idea. Znote.eu is not there. We might be deleting another one. Znote.io maybe. I think Copilot just grabbed the wrong idea. Let's go to GitHub. Is this the same app though? It's the question. Copilot just tried to link me to malware. Yeah. I think it's just a Copilot fail. Znote.io looks to be the proper site for this. It just sent us to malware. Gosh. Copilot, come on, man. I mean, honestly, it did pretty well. I'm pretty happy with all that. Now, with that all changed, let's just update. We got all those changes done. We'll commit that. We'll pull and push. And now we should have 4 errors instead of 5 errors. I think these unit tests we have are actually pretty good. I just have been ignoring the errors. And this forces me to actually do them. Oh, man. That's the beauty of unit tests. It makes you clean your code. Well, my code technically works. Probably should fix a few things. Thanks, Cyan. I hope you're having a good week as well. All right. Come on. 4 failed tests now. 4! We're down to 4 failures instead of 5. Hot dog. I'm so happy. Let's find micro-win helper. It looks like it's making a function call to something that doesn't exist. Let's clean that now. Micro-win helper. Not found. What? Okay. No elements found. Okay. Well, isn't that interesting? So we go micro-win helper. Where's it getting this? Cannot find path micro-win helper. Functions micro-win helper.imports with no errors. Functions.test ps18. Interesting. So if we look at our private functions, micro-win helper, function remove packages, remove provision packages, copy to USB, maybe invoke, because the name of the file is micro-win helper. I see what it's going on. How the naming convention works here, I don't mind micro-win helper being here as a one-off, but the unit test is throwing an error because it's looking for the function micro-win helper because the file name's micro-win helper. Yeah, I think that's what's happening here as well. The unit test is looking for function declarations, and the function declaration must match the file name. I think when Conti did the initial submit for this, I don't think he knew that because I didn't know that. And let's test it. We can just create a blank function for this. Function. Let's go micro-win helper. Synopsis. All right. We're just going to copy this whole thing. Placeholder. No parameters. So it's probably spitting out a warning saying, hey, you're declaring a function, but not really ever calling it. And I'm going to just leave it as that. Uses an unapproved verb. What? It's kind of a weird error, right? Interesting. Okay. I wonder. Let's see. Let's just look and see if this, I get why. We might just need to rename micro-win helper PS1 to invoke micro-win helper. We could honestly rename this something different as well, like remove features or something like that. Because remove features, remove packages, remove provision packages, copy to USB. There's a bunch of stuff in the micro-win helper here. It does a little bit more. Frankly, we should break these out into their own files for removal. It would be the proper thing to do. But I get why I'm appreciative, honestly. Conti threw it in one file just because I'd be like, oh, God bless. Look at all these new functions. So let's see what that looks like. I think it'll still throw an error because it's still looking for micro-win helper, where this should be rename invoke dash micro-win helper. Yeah, so it has to check it directly. Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking. But that's why it likes install, git, invoke, remove, set, test, update. All these are very much why. They're proper verbs. It's a weird PowerShell thing. Mexican Patrick, appreciate the 5 gifted tier 1 subs, man. But your function, yeah, is that. So we fixed that before testing. Here's this, and then here's this. I think this will be good. This should take us down from 4 errors to 3 errors if we play our cards right. All that looks good. Fix functions or unit tests. Pull, push. Need a dash in function name. I think we did add the dash. Did we not? Yeah, we got the dash. We got the dash over here. Ooh, nope, we didn't. Look at that. You are correct. My bad. Fetch. Ah, cancel. Pull it, push it. Alrighty. So let's go back to our actions. Can we just skip this? Cancel. Let's just push that up. Yeah. Twitch chat wins again. I love it. I love it. So that's the thing, you know, a lot of times I do this and I'm like, I'm so thankful for chat, because there's a lot of times where you're like, oh, you missed the hyphen. I'm like, I did. I would have totally just been beating my head against the wall and be like, what happened? What do you mean? It's the little things. The next error is almost the same thing, by the way. Okay. We'll see. I'm hoping that should fix it. I think in the future what we should do is probably break out microwin to like invoke microwin dash remove features, invoke microwin dash remove provision packages, and so forth. That sounds good, so it would kind of be separated out of the private function, so it's very easy to kind of see where it is, and it's much more granular. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here comes our test 3. There was 4, but now there's 3. All right, now on to the next one. Functions. Cannot find path invoke WPF close button. Well, where is this being called in the program? WPF close button? Not being called at all. Invoke WPF close button. Is that a public function? Invoke WPF close button. It's just the little things, man. All right, let's close all but this. And before we change this, let's see how this is being called, where it's being called from. We'll fix those. This should be WPF close button. We'll just go ahead and update it over here. Doesn't really matter. And WPF. All right. Perfection. Close. WPF close button. WPF close button. All right. Naming convention fixed. Fix name. WPF close button. I mean, the unit tests we had in there were actually pretty good. I know this whole stream was, hey, let's create new unit tests, but our unit tests that were there were actually doing their job. It's just I kept ignoring them. I was just like, good enough. Works for me. Oh, Chris. That'll come back to bite me if I let it go too long, though. Because then that's how you end up with a project without any uniformity, and that can be a problem. That's the whole point of unit testing as well. Not just to see if the code works, but also for uniformity. Hey, you call all your functions, you label them this way. Make sure you're always labeling them that way. Otherwise, it just kind of messes up and looks weird. Blue, one of these days. Although a lot of my Age of Empires streams are later. Sometimes that's good. But then again, you're working probably then. Now the next error is going to be interesting. Yeah, let's see. Let's just see where we're going here. We'll be from 3 to 2 errors if we did this right. Usually about a minute. Should be closing up on our testing here. There we are. Tests. We are down to 2 errors. Failed with. All right. The handle is invalid. Exception setting cursor position. The handle is invalid. Script block, no name. Pester 36. Win test 12. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. What does this error mean? And, let's see what ChatGPT makes of it. IO handle invalid typically indicates there's an issue relating to file handles, input-output operations within your PowerShell script. This seems to be raised when attempting to set cursor position properly, which isn't related to the console output operations. Okay, so that's probably the XAML file where cursor position gets actually called. Here's a few possibilities for this. Non-console environment. Okay, that's interesting. So it might be trying to move the mouse cursor by using that or utilizing that. Let's see if we can find cursor position properly. I'm pretty sure this is in the XAML. I could be wrong. No cursor position. Let's look for cursor. All right. Value hand on hover. And we also have value hand over here. I'm going to say the value hand it doesn't like. The setter in the XAML file. That's kind of what I'm thinking in my mind. Soul Survivors stream. Man, I love it. I love Soul Survivors. It's great, like, brain dead game where you can just jump on. I usually play it in bed, actually. Is dumb as toast. It's a glorified predictive test phone keyboard. Yeah, it breaks down some stuff. It is smarter than Bing AI. That's a pretty low bar. That's an incredibly low bar. GPT's okay explaining some stuff, but don't take whatever it says as gospel. Like, you're like, okay, I kind of got the gist of what it's going for. It's wrong, but it kind of at least kind of steers you in the right path. Most times, not every time. Ask Jeeves, man. I remember that. Oh gosh, it's gonna be smart any day now, probably. If you listen to the YouTubers out there, it's about to take over the world. It's gonna put all us programmers out of business. Yeah, that's not gonna happen either. Can you imagine a world with just ChatGPT programs? Nothing would work. That's how the end of society happens. Not that it actually not launched our nukes or anything. The fact that it just took over and then everything broke. It fixed all the programs. Oh, jeez. Already happening. That's true. So true. I think a lot of people take the outputs of ChatGPT. I know I'm guilty of this because I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to programming, and then just copy pasting their stuff in. But anytime I do like a copy pasta from GPT, one, I make sure I'm doing extensive testing, and two, a lot of times I don't just copy and paste. I'll copy paste and go, okay, does this work? Okay, it does. Let me fix the formatting and put it into my style of code. You can't just copy paste all of it. Otherwise it ends up being this mishmash garbled mess. You have to have like your own style, and it has to match that style. Otherwise it'll be impossible to read your damn program. So I definitely could see new people doing that, but even me being new, I feel like I have about the same knowledge set as most, if not less. I think most people wouldn't do that. God, I hope most people wouldn't do that. Yeah. Oh, AI articles. Oh, I mean, everything's AI articles now. It feels like it's all generated. Like there is no journalism anymore. It's just all AI generated. Anytime you look up top 5 whatever, and it's just all AI nonsense with affiliate links. Imagine copy pasta code into critical infrastructure. Oh, Faye, I really hope that doesn't happen. That's an issue I'm having with the company's ERP database. Oh no, the VP of the company wrote a mush of code in SQL and document. Oh Lord. At least put like something in just to say, hey, here's GPT nonsense for this. Oh man, and it's a VP too. That's the worst. Because then it's above you, and you're like, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but this is stupid. And I mean, I've done that before, actually. I haven't called my VP stupid. I've just said, that's a bad idea, but let me tell you why. And here's probably a better idea that you can take and look smart. That's usually your best approach when it comes to VPs or C-suite. Something to give them credit. So they can save face. Oh no, he's related to the CEO. Oh damn. I'm sorry, bro. That sucks. Well, if they're really stupid, you can call them stupid, but in a smart way and get away with it. Be like, oh, geez, man, you know, I've seen this error before on this code. It's an ID10T error. It's going to take me a little bit to unravel, but I bet I can get it fixed for you. Don't worry. I got you. It's the little things like that in life where he gets by. It's a layer 9 problem. Oh. Yeah, it's a keyboard and a chair problem between those two. We're going to fix this, though. I had to fix 20 syntax errors in the last... Oh. What, did he just do blind commits or something? Like, if it shouldn't have syntax errors if it actually tested... Hey, did this work? No, oh, jeez. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Gree. That's rough. Well, it makes me feel better about what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and remove the cursor property for the hand. That's more of an aesthetic. And if it is a problem, we can always add it back in. But I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. Okay, let's see what we got here. This setter property, cursor hand, setter property, cursor hand on mouse over. Let's commit and push. See what that does for our unit testing. Because the original one's cursor position, the handle is invalid. That might not be it. Well, we might just revert that one if it still fails. It could be something else as well. It could be position as well. Let's look at position while we're in here. Looking back on that error after sitting, mandatory position 0 and 1. Okay. 0, 1. Yeah, it's just UI theme. All right, let's see what this does. Now that I think back on it, I don't think this is right. I think I should revert that change. So we'll uncommit that. Oh, it's rough. That is rough. All right, let's go to our testing, see what we're at. Got the same errors. All right, let's see. Go to test. Yeah, I didn't think that was it. That would have been cool if it was, but yeah, it was not. This ran. Let me just make sure our actions are okay here. Yeah, this ran and then failed. What we could do here too. Let's try and see how smart old AI is. Now that we've gotten crapped on AI, I kind of wanna. Let's just go back here. We're going to just undo the cursor hands. Obviously, those were needed. And we're just going to commit that. Just be like, my bad. That wasn't it. We'll just pull and push. Or actually, no, we're not going to do a push. We're just going to pull those changes, though. Let's try and open up a AI chat. Let's see. I thought there was a chat. Okay, chat. Here we go. Can we clear, open a new window? Okay, close that. Let's go test. What's test? What's test do? I haven't seen that. Oh, that's trying to create unit tests using Copilot. Okay, cool. Error. Okay, no. Let's just go new. Let's try fix. We'll just run this on the XAML file and see what happened. Take it easy, Blue. Yeah. The dot sourcing and the pester one executing the file. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Typically a system level error that occurs when the process tries to interact with a system resource like a file or device and the handle that is no longer valid. This error is not directly related to the XAML code you provided. However, if you're getting this error in context, reading and writing a file in like a .NET, not PowerShell, it might be due to incorrect file handling. Yeah, this try and catch, we can do that. It's in a PS1 script. Let's see what it says. However, if you're trying to load XAML in PowerShell script and manipulate it, you can also do so with the, yeah, we're doing that. It's exactly how we're doing it. Basic example, replace your XAML code here, blah, 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 with that, forcing an issue. I am doing that. Ah, okay, we could do that, but let's take this down. And let's grab our main test script and come back to our chat. Getting error. Let's see. We'll feed it more context. Okay, in your script, you're reading contents, pester.ps1. Okay. And then before all, you're sourcing the pester1 and bring the variables in the current scope. The error might be occurring during these file operations. Here's a safer way to handle the operations. So we have that. Ah, it might be when it's doing this. Copy. Okay. Get. Let's go here. So it's adding the error action stop when pulling in those scripts. Okay. You're still facing the issue. Okay, let's see what we get. Now let's save that. And we're just modifying the unit testing a little bit. Modify unit test or stop on error. So we'll make that commit and push. Beaver, I want to say it has been fixed in the last commit on the 4th. We're going to touch on MicroWin ISO creation on Tuesday and go over a lot of fixes. We need to do a lot of system tweaks and service tweaks and kind of fix that up a bit. It's right now, it's in an okay spot, but we can do a better job. MicroWin was more about just kind of getting the initial idea out there, getting the initial ISO kind of ready and good. But now let's go into the deep dive and go, okay, let's make the best ISO possible. It's not quite there yet. We'll get there though. So next Tuesday is probably when we're going to tackle MicroWin ISO creation and get that kind of perfect, I want to say. All right. We got our push out now. Let's come back to our action and see where we're at. We need to do something. Yeah. Well, I mean, right now, Windows Utility is kind of my big thing. It's something that I've been working on. I am working on offline, though. It's not very fun to watch online. But I'm working on a full conversion of Windows to Linux. And that's going to be probably an hour to an hour and a half video. It's going to be something new. I wanted to do like a compodium for an advanced user that's well timestamped, that has every single aspect of the switch between Windows and Linux. I'm tired of YouTube content that's just create an ISO, put it on your thumb drive, walk through the GUI, hit install, open up the Discovery store and type in your favorite app and everything will magically work. Most instances, yeah, that does work. But I really wanted to do more of an advanced Windows to Linux. And maybe no one watches this video and I might just waste a ton of, tens, maybe hundreds of hours of time making it. But I've never seen anybody actually do it. And I really wanted to make an in-depth Windows to Linux. And that's kind of what I'm working on offline. And, I'm going to get that done when I get it done. But that's one big thing I really want to get done. I'm tired of the surface level Linux content. I really want to do a deep dive for an advanced Windows user going to Linux. And as far as Nix goes, I do kind of want to make that so people could just replicate my setup. That'd be kind of cool too. All right, we're still at 2. 2 failed. It's cursor position again. It's always in. All right, let's feed this into GPT, see what it says. I don't think it's going to give us anything. Test results in unit.xaml file. Where the hell's that at? That's not in our We don't have that anywhere here. That's got to be in GitHub, right? Huh. Yeah. Looking at the workflows and the unit tests, let's make sure. Okay, so we're doing the linters, the PS script analyzer, and then it spits out. Where does it spit this file out at? Test results in unit and XAML. Okay. Workflow file, maybe? Unit test XAML. Okay, that's what we just looked at. Usage. It's the same stuff we're seeing right here. Where? Where would that be? All right. What about, can't find the file. Where is it? Let's see. Okay, yeah, that file I can find. Yeah, but it's referencing. I'm looking for the test results file. Ah, okay. The action is used by to run testers to generate a report. According to its documentation, the action generates a XAML report and a markdown report. The paths for these files are located by the XAML path and markdown path inputs, respectively. If the inputs are not specified, the action defaults to creating the files in the temp directory at the root of your repository. Files are named that, so you should be able to find this results in _temp. Really? If you can't find the files, it's possible they are not being generated due to configuration files. You might need to modify. Okay. Okay. Can you add the lines to unit tests.yaml for me? Okay. So if we look, we have the name, ID for the pester test, uses, with, and then under the with, we got the XAML path. All right. So we'll come down here, XAML path, and unit logs. Just gonna put logs for test results and that. Perfect. Okay. And actions checkout v3 false. All that looks good. Dump test results. So this is just under pester test for the XAML logs, and then we do that for the test results. Okay. Well, BCA, the whole point of the utility is just to be a one-stop shop. You want to install programs? Run the utility. You want to tweak your Windows? Run the utility. You want to create an ISO? Run the utility. So that's the idea behind it all. If you want to fix your network, run the utility, go to config, and then reset using like the buttons, which are just running like net, sh, int itp reset, and those types of things. So it's really meant for a one-stop shop. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Let's add these XAML paths and markdown path for the unit tests. We're gonna pull and push, see if we get a little bit more of an explanation of what's going on. All right, we'll go into tests. We'll look at our tests over into actions, actually. And really what I'm looking for here is when these run under the base repo here, or the test repo, we should see, go into test, we should see like logs, a log folder pop up here. My bad, that wasn't it. All right, actions. Besides running netuse persistent to map network drives, are there any other good commands or tools that keep a network drive mapped without constant prompts for user credentials to open up a map drive? Yeah, we ran into a problem at work. Usually I like to do a batch file with the netuse, and I don't typically do persistent. I always say persistent no, and then have it remap on every login. That's why when like a user like, hey, I lost my network drives, I'd be like, just reboot or log off, log back in, and it'll rerun those login scripts. So the login script under a batch file using non-persistent, very good. However, we ran into other issues with that, and we ended up going a different direction and going with the GPO. You can go with a GPO to map network drives. I don't particularly like the GPO approach, but you might run into success there. So that would be the second way of doing it if you didn't want to do the non-persistent batch file way, which is kind of like old school, where the GPO is a little bit more new school. The one problem and one caution I'd have for that, depending on where your Active Directory domains are, specifically the forests and like your FSMA roles. So if your FSMA roles are in like a PDC from like 2012 or 2008 R2, God, I hope not. But you kind of have to take that into consideration. If like the forest and domain hasn't been updated to at least 2016 and above, and you're running like a really old scheme, you're going to run into all kinds of problems with that. So one, I mean, obviously you'd probably want to update it, but frankly, Windows Server admins are kind of dying every day, and I'm probably one of the last of the Mohicans, so to speak, on the Windows Server admin front. I still get calls from like old buddies and stuff about weird Windows Server stuff, but I digress. Yeah, that's the thing. The GPOs will only work if like the forest and domain are at like functional levels, because chances are all your workstations are running Windows 10, and if you have like an old scheme still sitting in your Active Directory, it's gonna be crap. It's gonna just be like, eh. So that's why a lot of sysadmins always go with a non-persistent login script, because it always works usually. Where people screw up with those login scripts is they use persistence. And persistence with network drives is always a recipe for disaster, so I always go persistent no, and then do it through a login script. Both ways can work, and both ways can work fine, but I just kind of laid out the two pitfalls there with both. Don't use persistence when using a login script, and then if you're using a GPO, you got to make sure your servers are somewhat up to date. And also your Active Directory has also been updated. What ends up happening is people, for lack of better, I don't know how to say this, people are stupid, and this was true in the IT realm, and what they do is they do like swing migrations, and then they never go back and update the forest or the domain. It's probably not uncommon to go into businesses and still seeing like a 2008 domain that is running probably server 2016, but nobody ever updated it. And yeah, you run into that from time to time. I don't have to really mess with it much these days. So, but yeah, sorry for a weird rant, very specific, but yeah, that's my thought. Seems to only occur when I run a VPN, not on local network. Okay, makes sense. All right, let's see, what do we got here? What's our test look like? Failed 2 pester tests. All right. So, did we actually export this somewhere? Test results, WinUtil temp. It did not. Why not? See, it's outputting these to the wrong place. I need that to be in a log file, please. Log file. So let's just grab that actually. That makes a lot more sense. And we'll feed that into here. I am running into this error, and it isn't using the right output. No. Okay, I've specified into logs test results. This discrepancy could be causing the issues. Like true. Okay. You should update the XML path and markdown path, which I did. Test-results to temp. Oh, come on. Really? Can we not create like a log directory? Let's just go like under temp / to logs. Linux image for a Docker container on Mac. Probably Alpine. I would try Alpine for that. That's exactly what I wrote. Yeah, that's exactly the tests I have. What the hell? What am I doing wrong here? Look at this. That is exactly what I have. Am I going crazy? Dot logs, dump, PowerShell, run, v1. What am I missing? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's we're trying to fix the log files, and it's just spitting it to just nonsense. Okay. Okay. The files are being generated in a different location. This could be due to a variety of few reasons. Might be a configuration. Okay. Make sure it is correctly formatted. That looks pretty formatted to me. The action might not have necessary permissions to write to a specific directory. Make sure the logs directory exists and has... Oh, shoot. Oops. Yeah, it's always the simple solutions. Yeah. My bad. Use that. If we go, let's just put test. TJ, how to become an old school sysadmin once AI ruins everything. That's a genius video idea. Oh my gosh, I'm dying over here. Oh, I love it. All right, we creating test. Let's see what this does for us. I'm hoping that like maybe the directory, well, this is on the main branch, but if we look at the test branch, there's this logs directory now. And I want to say without the directory being there, maybe there just wasn't, it says it didn't exist. It would just fail. I don't know. I'm hoping that's it, but we'll see. We'll see what the right to is. Oh no. Well, Windows 12, well, they're already trying to bake Copilot into Windows. I'm scared what Windows 12 looks like. That's gonna be a huge mess to undo. I think it was Grix earlier in chat that was talking about his VP that did a bunch of pushes from like a whole bunch of AI generated code. That's what I feel like Windows 12 is gonna be. It's gonna be rough, to say the least. The following action uses nod is deprecated. Forced. Huh. Okay, so the inputs that Copilot gave us, surprise, surprise. I know you guys were shocked as much as I. Copilot lied to us. These are not valid inputs. The valid inputs are test results path, included paths, excluded paths, excluded tags. Okay. It led us to the right place. It just didn't tell us the right thing. I view that as a win. All right, let's go to our unit tests again. So what this should look like should be test results path, and then you should be able to write, I want to say just logs. I kind of want to quote this out though. So I would probably do like a ./logs, something like that. I don't know if the formatting's right there. Let's look at these actual pester tests. Hell, I think let's just go with it. Let's just do a commit. Hey, Rob, thanks for the raid, man. How y'all doing today? Brought Rob. Oh, Rob's good. We're doing unit tests in GitHub today. It's been a fun experience. Oh, he's going to get beer. All right. I mean, that's the beauty of GitHub is you can just be like, you know what? This is good enough. Let's commit it. Worst case, you just roll back. Although sometimes I forget I'm on a different branch and then we got a rebase and then that's just a whole bag of worms. That's not fun at all. So with this new test, let's go to our actions again. Let's see what it's going to spit out here for us. Oh, yeah, I need to add that. Tomorrow, Sparky, I'm going to probably work on that a bit. I still got 2 streams to chop up. So I got Tuesdays and todays where I'm going to probably spend the next 10 hours or so chopping up these streams and uploading them to Titus Tech Talk. But after that, I'm going to get that scene going. That'll be great. I love that. That was so great. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll demo the URL. It's really good. Well, I don't have it on... I don't have Discord loaded up on this. Do I have Discord? Oh, I uninstalled Discord. I forget why. All right, let's see. That's good. Test summary. Now, if we look at the test reports, it should be sending it to logs. That looks like an incorrect... the ./logs. This isn't Linux. Is this a Windows? Oh, crap. I think it's a Windows container. I thought it was Linux using PWSH. It is totally not, though. Oh, gosh. No. Darn it. All right. Good to know. Double check. I'm pretty sure it's not there, though. Yeah. My bad on that. So this should actually be logs. We're just going to go logs backsplash. Let's just try logs. I feel like that would be fine. Let's commit it. So the one thing I'm worried about when it comes to YAML files and using like backslashes is I don't know if YAML, if that's an escape or not. So we'll find out. Oh, you got it. Fun Digital Sparky. All right, here we go, Sparky. Let's do it. Really? Has it been 30 days? My login expired. All right. 1 second. We're gonna make it happen. All right, here we go. Here we go. Bam. Got it. Oh, we could just type the URL in. I know. I like clicking things, though. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, we're totally going to make that a scene. I'm going to take what you got there, Sparky. That's just brilliant. I might make the text a little bigger, but that's probably the only modification I make. I think it's perfect. Chris writes an awesome debloat program. Also, Chris can't open a URL. Fair. All right. Got that. And WinUtil. Run the tests. All right. Great. Logs. Still didn't do anything for our log files. Where is it spitting it? Details. All right, so it's putting it into DA WinUtil util logs relative XML file. But that's not a valid path. So how in the hell do you make that valid? Let's see if it can do it. There's got to be an easy way to fix this. Okay, so the standard path in GitHub Actions runners is d:\A/ as the workspace directory. WinUtil is your repository name, and logs is the directory you specified. When you specify a relative path like logs in your GitHub Action flow, okay, that's why it's being there. If you want the files to be created in the logs directory in the root of your repository, you can use GitHub Workspace work environment. Oh. /logs. I'm pretty sure that would be /logs, but maybe let's try it out. All right, paste. We'll get there one day. I just want to see the results of these things so we can actually see what's going on, because it just says, I don't know, you got an error. Handle exception. Could be a billion things. Now we'll go back to actions, and the next one. I feel like we should be close. Now the only thing that could be wrong here is the / instead of the /, because I think this action is being utilized on a Windows box, but I don't know. It's always weird how GitHub works. Sometimes I feel like I know when you do like actions on like Ubuntu, but I want to say this is Windows, so I don't know if it'll accept the / or not. We'll find out here shortly. Any second now. All right, here's our unit tests and the tests themselves. WinUtil logs, WinUtil test results, and access to path is denied. Of course. We can try a backslash. I still don't think that's right. I think we got some kind of permissions issue. I don't think you need that, but we can try it. It does say it's running on... Okay, so this test up here is running on Ubuntu latest. This is running on Windows latest. This right here, Windows latest. Man, I'm not feeling that. A backslash instead of /, since the test is run on Windows-latest. That's how I think. Always is like, hey, Microsoft's thinking backwards, so you'd use a backslash. Linux forward thinking, so use a /. So in reference to GitHub Actions workflows, both // and backslashes can be used interchangeably, even on Windows runners. The GitHub Actions runner is automatically converting the slashes to the appropriate format. Okay, so it doesn't matter. If you prefer to use the backslashes, it's still considered an escape, so you have to go double backslash instead of a single /. So it's necessary because of the special character in YAML. That makes sense. Because backslash by default is escaping out of whatever it is to put in the next special character that wouldn't be registered otherwise. Very good to know. So it doesn't matter, is the gist of it. So we'll do the / there. We can try this create logs directory. Probably still not going to work, but you know, might as well try it. So we'll grab that, create our logs directory, and see what that does. I still don't feel very good about it. Oh yeah, we got rid of the bot, Sparky. Yeah, we don't do any commands or anything. People ended up spamming in chat with like different stuff, so we ended up killing all the bots. I think there's still like a stock default one that gets rid of like spam and then junk like that. Yeah, I didn't want chat going crazy. Try and keep it clean. Otherwise, like, especially when I was doing like the playbacks on like YouTube, since I'm recording all of this and then chopping it up and editing it and then playing it back, I didn't want a bunch of garbage up on the screen. All right, this should be fine for our testing. Let's look at our actions. All right, 1 minute ago. Unit tests. All right, test complete. Create logs directory. Error. Already exists. Oh. Did it just copy? It probably just... It didn't even dump the things. Great. Oh, lordy. All right. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. I asked it. I was like, hey, does this matter? And they're like, no, just run it. And then afterwards, like, oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, you're right. We do need to do that in PowerShell. It should be force on the logs directory. I still don't think this is going to work, but let's give it a whirl. It's going to be an hour of me editing, creating a folder using GitHub Actions. Lord. We're almost there. Not giving up for something so simple. Honestly, I thought about doing those new GitHub certifications, or at least just grabbing the course material. I don't really care about the certifications. I just kind of want a better understanding of some of the GitHub stuff. Just reading through some of that would be actually kind of nice. I don't think Linus is actually going to make another LTX, guys. I think he's done. This last LTX burned him pretty bad. Yeah, every once in a while, Brian will reach out to me, or I'll talk to him on... usually, like, he's big on, like, X and Twitter these days, to where he's constantly chatting. I check X or Twitter, like, maybe once a week these days. Not very often. But, yeah, I like Brian. I know he got kind of burned. He kind of went crazy with the politics. And... that's unfortunate, you know. A lot of times, you know, when you get politics involved, it's always bad. And he went crazy with politics there for a bit. You know, I think a lot of influencers think they have some kind of moral duty to tell everybody their opinion on politics. You don't. You really don't. Just it's best not to. Yeah, the last LTX, it was just, I think he opened himself up to tons of liability in LTX, and he gave creators like me full reign of the place. So like we could just check anything we wanted. We got to talk to a bunch of stuff. Heck, I talked to one of the finance guys at LTX. I was like, hey, so how much money do you guys make from this and this and this? He didn't give me like exact figures or anything, but he let me know, hey, yeah, we do more than 50% of most of our revenue from just LTT store. And I was like, damn, really? It's kind of wild that's where most of the revenue comes from these days. So that's like when you're watching the WAN show or whatever it is from Linus, yeah, that's why those pop-ups are happening, because that's where most of his money's coming from. And honestly, most of his merch is really, really good. I will say, he gave out most of it free to all of us, and I liked the water bottle and the screwdriver just fine. I'm done with merch, man. I'm not doing any more merch. That ship has sailed. I've pretty much given up on a lot of merch and a lot of sponsors and stuff too. I don't know. I just resigned myself to be like, nah. Seems like an overpriced screwdriver. Is it worth it? I can't say it's worth $70. But what I can say is, you know, I like it better than my $20 Cobalt screwdriver I got from Home Depot. Or Lowe's. I forget whatever the K Cobalt brand is. I liked that screwdriver, but inevitably, I do reach for my LTT screwdriver when I'm working on computers more than like my Home Depot or Lowe's counterpart screwdriver that is, you know, not bottom of the barrel, but it's like up there. So I was like, okay. So I think honestly, probably worth like 40, 50 bucks probably, but there's obviously margin built in. So he makes money by selling it. So it makes sense that it's about 70. Would I pay $70 for it? No, I'm cheap, but it's not to say I don't use it. I still like it and I give it pretty good reviews. Yeah, Milwaukee tools I like too. They're good. Oh, jeez. All right, so this is 4 minutes ago. Good Lord, how long is we gonna go here? All right. It's still showing access denied. The logs directory is there. It's finding it. Why? Why is this still happening? Why is it not? Let's just copy paste it in there. We already tried to do XML file. XML underscore path. I think I'm at a standstill with this bot. This bot just sucks. Are not valid. Ah, okay. Well, that's an interesting idea. Okay, that's okay. That's actually, I think, might work. That actually makes more sense. So let's just take it from the temp directory and output it to here, to the logs directory. I think we can just safely say that. Temp star, let's see. Let's just get rid of this. So we're creating the logs directory right there, creating that, moving temp star. Hell, let's try it. That actually has a shot of working. I don't feel awful about that commit. Computer repair. That's the thing. Nobody watches me for hardware advice or computer repair or even hardware reviews, really. I'm more of a software guy, so it really doesn't make sense. Yeah, commit level over 9,000. Get my yearly commits, Monk. We're about to break our 1,000 commits. What was my New Year's resolution? 1,500 commits in GitHub. We're getting 500 of those today. Good Lord. Yeah. I mean, I can do hardware. Like I said, I've built probably 3 or 4 systems on stream before. It's just, I like the basics. I just put them together. I don't do anything crazy. And they always work.
But I'm not going to go out and say, hey, okay, I got the most optimal setup for this and this. I'm like, this was on sale. This is what I end up going with. Test results. Okay. Then we move. Move test results never ran. So exception, actions, wonder test failed. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, changing the display out on stream. That was fun. We usually always get it back up and going. There's been some crazy streams for sure, but we always get there. Doesn't get to move test results because of this error. Is it? Heck, let's just paste that in. Test results fail to false. Okay, so skip check run true, continue on error. Okay. If you want to move the test results, even if the test fails, you can add continue on error parameter to true. I feel like this is the way to go. It is indented here, so let's go here. Since it's YAML, every space matters because YAML is crazy like that. Test fail step. So it actually, instead of doing continue on error, what we want to do, because I want it to show a red flag whenever it does fail. So test step fail, we're going to go false, and then it should move the tests over there. If not, then we'll leave that. We'll try out both ways if this one doesn't net the result we're looking for. I'm an engineer now, just using Copilot. I'm just seeing if Copilot can actually get us there in the end. If any professional developers watch this stream, I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time. But at the end of the day, we are learning as we're going, even if it is complete and utter failure and it takes us 5 hours to get to wherever we're going. We're getting there eventually. Oh, did it? I did not. I don't have any of my notifications on Discord. I thought it was working, Sparky, but yeah, I did notice that the Discord bot now actually pings people when I go live. Oh, that's awesome. I'm a co-engineer. All right, here we go. Fail out. Send me the log files so we can finally say, okay, the unit tests are doing something, and now we actually know where it's failing, and we have proper errors. That's all I want. That's it. Okay. Still utter failure. Maybe we need the continue on error as well. Let's just do that. Damn it. I think we do the continue on error. And then just, if we do continue on error though, so test fail step false. So if we do this, so also marking the, should leave test fail step true. True. Maybe I can do test fail step true and then continue on error true, and it should push it forward. That makes the most sense to me. It's not exactly what Copilot told me to do, but I think it, in a roundabout way, we'll get there. And next podcast with the craft community, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Jeff. I like talking to Jeff. We're in a Discord together, so we chat often. Oh, I know. No. Good night. I just want this one thing to work. Good experience, I guess. Unit tests can be a little finicky. Could also grab a different unit test as well. All right, here's this one. Here's our test coming through. All right. All right, move the results. Oh my word. Did we get it? It did just say it's fine, but it's not fine. What is the results? Do we have anything in our logs folder? Please tell me. All right. I'm done. This can't be entertaining for anybody. unit testing, maddening. I'm obviously going to have to pick a different module or some different workflow, probably come into here. Unit tests. Right now, I'm using the workflow module from Zyborg, Pester Test Report, and that crap is not working at all. And this, I'm gonna have to figure out something. Yeah. Oh, check the PR before we go. Yeah, we can check the PR. Let's see what we got. Make resort points optional, enabled by default. Okay, I like that. Let's look at the change. All right. You're still removing the functions. How are we doing that? All right, so we got restore points, invoke when restore point. Okay. Execute other selected tweaks. Okay. Ah, perfect. So it's executing this first. Awesome. Removal of that function, which is good. The tweak is exactly what we want. And then for the XAML file, you're just adding that into tweaks. That looks perfect, Monk. Thank you so much, sir. That shit'll do it. Squash and merge. It's all in the test branch. Looks good. All right, we'll do a compile and I'll test all that offline. A couple things I'm going to finish offline too. I'm going to get the unit testing going, and then we'll also get a couple more tests go on the test branch. I'm going to merge all these changes before next week's stream. Next Tuesday, we'll look at some of the ISOs and such. So, all right, guys, well, I'm out of here. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll see you probably next week. I'll probably have some like Age of Empires streams going on later in the evening. Not tonight, but maybe like Friday or Saturday, sometime this weekend. All right, y'all. Have a great one. Do we want to raid anybody? Is there anybody online? Let's see. We'll look over here. You have anybody? 10410 blind. I don't really have any. Bash Bunny. You could raid her. Pin tester streamer. I don't think I've ever. Let's see. ALH4ZR.
If we can back up things up, what do you think we want to back up?
Well, sure. Like it. All right, cool. Let's check him out. I've never seen him before. We'll raid on over there. You'll have to tell him I wish him luck, but I got to get to dinner here, so I will not be able to hang around to check out his stream. 3D. Here we go. Let's start our raid and we'll get over there. Well, thanks for dropping in today, guys. It was a fun one. Appreciate it. Wish we had a little bit better on the unit tests. I'm going to work on that a little bit more offline. I feel like smashing my head into a wall right now. And I think that's where we're going to end the stream. Smash my head into a wall offline and finally get it fixed. Peace.